Today, we're taking a deep dive into a really fascinating part of your brain. We're going to explore the surprising science behind something called mirror neurons, these tiny cells that, believe it or not, might just be the secret behind empathy, learning, and maybe even civilization itself.
Okay, let's just jump right in. Have you ever been watching a video, maybe one of those sports bloopers or escape video, and you see someone take a really nasty fall and you physically cringe, like you almost feel a ghost of that pain yourself? Or what about this one? And I bet this has happened to everyone. You see someone yawn, and suddenly you have this absolutely irresistible urge to yawn too. It's almost automatic, right? Well, these aren't just weird little quirks, they're clues.
And these clues lead us to this really big, profound question. What if your brain is literally built to reflect the world and the people around you? Turns out there's a real biological reason for all of this, and it comes down to a remarkable type of brain cell.
So, say hello to the mirror neuron. In simple terms, it's a brain cell that fires up when you do something, say picking up a cup of coffee, and when you simply watch someone else do that exact same thing. And the wildest part? They were discovered completely by accident. Back in the 90s, some Italian scientists were studying macaque monkeys, and they were just baffled when these neurons lit up just because a monkey was watching a researcher eat a peanut. And right there, a whole new field of science was born.
Now, this discovery sent this huge wave of excitement through the science world. I mean, the claims were massive. Just look at this quote from the famous neuroscientist V.S. Ramachandran. He called them the basis of civilization. The idea was just so captivating. Could these little cells really be the key to everything from empathy to language to how we build societies?
And with all that excitement, it wasn't long before this new idea was applied to one of the biggest neurological puzzles out there. And this led to one of the most well-known and honestly, one of the most controversial theories to come out of it. A potential explanation for autism, which became known as the broken mirror hypothesis. You can see why this theory was so powerful. It had this elegant simplicity to it. The thinking went like this: if mirror neurons are what help us understand other people, then a defect in that system, a broken mirror, so to speak, could neatly explain some of the social challenges associated with autism, like difficulties with imitation or understanding social cues. It was a really compelling idea, and it got a ton of traction, both with researchers and in the media.
But, science is all about testing ideas, questioning them, and trying to poke holes in them. And as more and more researchers started to dig into this broken mirror idea, well, some cracks started to show up.
And it led everyone to ask a really important question. Is the story of mirror neurons really this simple? Or is there something much more complex going on here? And this is where the scientific debate really heated up. So on one hand, you had some early studies that seemed to support the hypothesis. They found less activity in these mirror parts of the brain in autistic people during certain tasks. But then, other, more rigorous studies started coming out, and they found no difference at all. For instance, some research showed that autistic children were perfectly capable of imitating the goal of an action, even if they did it a little differently. Suddenly, that simple story was getting a whole lot messier. All of this back and forth forced scientists to take a step back and ask an even more fundamental question. It wasn't just about what mirror neurons do, but where the heck did they come from in the first place? And this led to a really groundbreaking new idea. Right, so if mirror neurons aren't this pre-packaged evolutionary superpower for empathy that we're all just born with, then what are they? Where do they come from? And this brings us to something called the associative hypothesis, which was championed by a researcher named Cecilia Hayes. Now, her theory was pretty radical. She proposed that mirror neurons aren't some special adaptation at all. Instead, they're a byproduct of learning, the same kind of basic associative learning that Pavlov saw with his dogs. Essentially, they aren't born, they're made.
Okay, let's break this down because this is a really cool concept. The idea is we aren't born with these things, we build them. We start out with separate brain cells, some for seeing, some for doing, but through experience, our brain connects them. So, picture a baby just watching her own hand move. She sees the movement and feels the movement at the exact same time. Her brain says, hey, these two things go together, and it forges a link between those two cells. After that happens enough times, just seeing a hand move is enough to trigger the cell that would make her hand move. And boom, a mirror neuron is born from pure experience.
And the amazing thing is, there's some really fascinating evidence to back this up. For example, the mirror systems in the brains of experts, like professional dancers or musicians, are tuned completely differently from yours or mine. Their brains have been shaped by thousands of hours of practice. And even crazier, scientists have shown they can actually reconfigure these systems in a lab. They've even managed to reverse a mirror neuron's response through training. It all points to a system that isn't fixed, but is incredibly flexible and shaped by what we do.
So, okay, what does this all mean for us in our actual lives? Well, this new way of thinking is actually incredibly empowering. It takes mirror neurons from being this weird, mysterious thing in our heads and turns them into something we can actually work with, like a practical toolkit. And here's the real game changer. If our ability to connect with people and feel empathy is built on a system that we learn, that means it's a skill. And just like any other skill, you can practice it and you can get better at it. This is all possible because of your brain's amazing ability to change and rewire itself based on your experiences. That's the power of neuroplasticity.
So how can we actually use this stuff on purpose? Well, there are a few simple ways to practice mirroring to build better connections. You've got nonverbal mirroring, the chameleon effect, where you subtly match someone's posture or gestures. There's also vocal mirroring, which is just about matching their tone and pace of speaking. And then there's emotional mirroring, which is maybe the most important. Just acknowledging and validating someone's feelings to show them you get it, that you're on the same page emotionally.
And get this, it also works in reverse. And this is an incredibly powerful tool. It's called modeling. Let's say you're in a really tense situation with someone. Instead of mirroring their anger or frustration, you can consciously model calmness. By keeping your body language relaxed and speaking slowly, their mirror neurons will start to pick up on your state, and it can help de-escalate the whole situation. It's an amazing way to navigate tricky conversation.
So, we'll leave you with this final thought. The science of mirror neurons seems to be telling us that human connection isn't some kind of magic that you're either born with or not. It's a skill. It's something our brains can learn, can practice, and can get stronger at. So the only question left is, what will you practice tomorrow?